So you have a product or a service, but don't have customer yet. And this is what we are going to talk about today. How can you actually get people to know you exist so they can buy from you? And that's something I've been thinking a lot lately, because as I'm getting closer and closer on finishing my app, I need to figure out how I'm going to get customers to buy from me and to get from me. And so I've done some research, and that's mainly the four main ways that I found to get people to know me. And so I believe that's kind of the starting point here. So let's get to it. Anyway, the first, and also all of those are really going to depend on your situation, because for instance, me as an introvert, there is some that I don't really like to do, and maybe as an extrovert, you will have no issue doing. And on the other hand, there is some that are actually easier to do when you don't have money, and some that when you do have money are much easier. So we are going to start from the cheapest and easiest option to the actual more difficult ones. So first is going to be warm outreach. The idea of warm outreach is you are going to contact people that already know you in some way, shape, or form. What I mean by that is you have your contact list, you have your followers. There is people that actually already know you exist. Your friends, your family, people that you knew, your old colleagues that you had when you had a job, and so on. And those are people that kind of know you a little. So they are not completely what it's called the next that we are going to see, the cold outreach. They are a little bit warm. They know who you are, and so on. And so they might be a little bit more likely to do it. So that's first thing. But that requires a little bit of, okay, I need to get out of my comfort zone and go talk to those people. And I know for myself, for instance, that's something I struggle a little bit, because not necessarily of imposter syndrome, but I don't want people that I know to judge me. I don't care if people that I don't know judge me, but having people that I know judging what I do is kind of difficult to handle, and so I don't really like that approach. That's why I'm not doing it. But if you don't care, if you can handle having people that know you to judge you, go for it. That's pretty much the thing. As I said, I'm an introvert, so the first two is not something that I'm doing, but it exists, and so I need to share it with you. The one that I'm mainly doing is going to be the third and the fourth. So let's get to the next one. Then you have the call out. Here, this is where you're going to reach out literally to people that just don't know you. And so the way you do this is there is multiple. Either you are just DM them on Instagram, on TikTok, or whatever. You just find accounts that people that may be interested. You try to find email list also that of people that might be interesting, or you can just Google, because for instance, in my case, that's a little bit difficult because I'm on for the one I'm going to explain, but you can just Google it. Google the type of person, the type of business that you want, and find the email of those person. For me, since it's easier for me to actually DM people, because I'm targeting more content creator on online business, and so generally they have online social media accounts. So for me, that if I wanted to do a call outreach, which I don't want because I don't like to reach out to people, but that's going to be something you can literally do. For instance, if your target customer are hotels, well, you can find out who the email, what is the email of the business owner, of the hotel owner, or the one that is managing the hotel. And so you can literally cold reach that person. So that's kind of the main two things which are about, okay, you are doing one-to-one, and when you are getting started, honestly, and that's why I'm taking myself to the tough road, but you don't have to if you don't want. Those two to get started are better because you are giving a personalized attention to the person, and you can really try to sell them into your idea. That's pretty much that. That's the sell process, and so you will get rejected a lot, but that's the best way to actually find a person. And also, since you are reaching out directly to them, you can talk them into your product and service. So that's kind of the main thing here. Well, the last two one here are more complex. So here it's that's pretty much you just talk people into your product and service. That's kind of it. Then the two other are kind of different. The next one is just what I'm doing here, creating content. The idea of content creation, first of all, is free. You don't need to pay anything. It just costs you time. You can reach a lot of people. People get to know you and so on. And for an introvert like me, I mean, there is different level of introvert, but I don't have to go and talk to people. That's a big plus for me. But the main issue is, first of all, you cannot actually talk people into buying your stuff. You just need to create content, build a following, and that takes a lot more time. That's why this one I said, when you are getting started, those are actually going to forums and so on, just finding ways to just reach out to people it's just much faster. Here, this is going to take time. Fortunately enough, I have a little bit of time in front of me, so I decided to go down that road. But at the moment, I don't really have the money to do the next thing here, which is pay that. And you see that those two here are mainly about content. Here, on content creation, you want to help people so much that they feel they owe you something and want to know more about what you're actually selling. And so that's how you do it. You don't actively sell, you just want to create content that is so good that people want to know what you're actually selling. And so they will go and you will have a sales funnel into your website and so on, and they will get enter. Here, it's completely different. It is about talking them through a video, through an ad, to actually what your service are and what you are going to, you can actually help them with. But where it gets very interesting and very powerful, that's why this one is longer to set up. It takes longer to take off. Where this one is much easier at the beginning. You can really start getting, and you don't have to do one or the other. You can start with that and at the same time start content. So you start actually getting customer through that, which actually is going to give you testimonial and just proof that your service or product deliver on what you're actually selling. So then once you are actually building your content and creating your paid ads, you will have proof and testimonial to actually sell people even more. So you can do everything at once. There is not one or the other. You can do all. Just that depending on, for instance, me, I know that I have a very hard time just interacting with people, talking with people and so on. So that's why I'm focusing more on that part. But there is also a dynamic that you can create that is very interesting with content and pay ad. Is here you give everything for free. Just give, and then you are promoting your product and through paid ads. But since you know your target audience, you know people that are interested in your content, that's a much different experience for them to see a paid ads rather than to you promoting your product into during a normal free content. That's just annoying. When just you stop the video, the content, and you start selling your product. Oh, by the way, I'm selling that, I'm producing that, and that's just annoying. That's where on the opposite, when they land on a paid ad, they just know that's a paid ad, so that's what they are expecting. But if you have provided enough value, they will be interested by what you are actually putting in your paid ad to know a little bit about what you could expect out of it. So that's mainly the 4 main ways that you can get customer when you are getting started as a business. And yeah, pretty much. So I hope that that helped and that going to help you in any way, shape or form. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.